It's done. The speedrun. Metal Gear Solid 2 completed in 2 hours. Scientists had to make thousands of calculations to create the atomic bomb and determine its effects. Computers and atomic bombs, both products of World War II, grew up together. I couldn't read everything. I hoped you did.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Campbell?
Of course.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes
That is not Solid Snake.
The shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group, and they have the big shell under complete control.
I love the design of the skeleton suit of Raven. It's just so fucking cool.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The president?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil, toxins containing catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history. You have 2 mission objectives. 1, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the president and other hostages. And 2, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A.
Are you seriously, Snake? Are you?
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
A second intruder. Where have I heard that before?
They landed on the roof of the Big Shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated
Raiden.
Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Wow!
Okay, we'll skip that.
I'm a
part.
super VR
Make sure
trained
nobody
soldier.
sees you. If you need to, contact
I
me by
play
code.
video games for a
The
living.
frequency is 140.85.
Wait, I actually do? No, I don't.
When you want to use the code,
I wish I did.
push the select button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, Press the select button.
God damn it,
The
Campbell, I know how
suit
to answer a
directly
codec.
stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the big shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
Your new sneaking suit uses electrofiber technology, a byproduct of fiber optics research. The texture isn't far removed from rubber, but the material protects against a wide range of toxic substances. The suit itself has a wide array of built-in sensors. It is referred to as smart skin in military R&D. Data about damage to different regions of the body, including blood loss, is exchanged between the suit and the intravenous nanomachines to create a feedback system.
There's a lot of pressure on my torso.
Relax. The suit applies varying pressure to major internal organs to maximize performance and safeguard their functions. They call this the skull suit in Foxhound.
Skull suit seems appropriate somehow.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator area. Locate the hatch first.
Copy that. Moving on to main mission objectives.
Come on, super soldier. Oh look, roaches! Cool! Nice! Who doesn't like roaches? Oh, I'm playing on hard, there is nothing there. I always forget that you made me play on hard, which means that I'm not getting most of the weapons that I should be getting. What is that shining under the sub? No, it's a reflection of the water. But there is... What?
Got your feet wet? These are the basic controls for swimming.
When you're on the surface, you can swim in corresponding directions using the up, down, left, and right movement of the left stick.
Push the punch
Campbell,
button
I'm
to
not
dive
on
down
VR
from the
training
surface.
anymore. You don't have to explain me how to swim. Thank you. For fuck's sake.
Stroke the water and move forward by
See
pushing
you
the
guys.
punch button.
Bye.
Push it in rapid succession to swim faster.
Also,
Change
combo.
your heading with the left stick.
Well, like
Up will
combo,
take
but...
you up, down takes you lower, left and right to face those directions.
The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds
Campbell,
to the amount
for
of air you can
fuck's
hold
sake.
for a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop.
Did they send a soldier or a baby?
That.
Also, there is supposed to be an object in here that I'm not seeing. There it is. Thermal goggles. Nice. Anything else? No. Whoop. Now we have thermal goggles. Over the school suit. More roaches. Tiny big daddies. So this is where that game called Bioshock came from. Interesting. You, roaches. Nasty. Cannot operate PlayStation 4 with voice now? I didn't say anything PlayStation. I didn't say okay PlayStation. Cannot operate with voice now, this. God, I don't even have the microphone close to me. Some devices mute microphone. Stop trying to register what I say or not. Ew, nasty. Roaches. Ew. I wonder what that is. I love Shaver. I love how fast Raiden is with compared to Snake. Snake takes super long to do this, while Raiden just does a backflip and gets up immediately. Yeah, you can feel like Snake is doing harder things and Snake is a legend, and this is where the interview with roaches, ew, nasty. Get off. Ew. This is where the interview with Kojima, I think it was on... I don't know how they are called now. They are some British awards that they usually... the BAFTA. Kojima had an interview on the BAFTA, and they asked him why Raiden on Metal Gear Solid 2. And the answer was that everyone knew that Snake was a legend back in Metal Gear Solid 1 already. They were calling him legend because of the events of Metal Gear 1 and 2. So they wanted the player to feel like Snake was a legend, and the only way to do that was to give the players, the new players that never played, you know, people born in the 90s that wasn't supposed to play MSX games, new players that never played or were supposed to never have played Metal Gear 1 and 2, and probably not even Metal Gear Solid 1, people that were finding this game, this franchise for the first time. The only way to make Snake feel absurdly epic and absurdly amazing and like an old legend was to create a character that was not a legend but a rookie. And that's where Raiden comes from. Raiden was created to make Snake feel better. But at the same time, they gave Raiden more agility. Like, Snake rolls like Dark Souls, and Raiden cartwheels. Raiden gets up and down faster than Snake. You can cartwheel and stay low, and going up and down on these surfaces, not in this one because it's way too high, but going up and down on these things is way faster with Raiden compared to Solid Snake. So the thing is, even though they made Snake feel older and more tired, and Metal Gear 2 Guns of the Patriots? Does it say that? Does it say Metal Gear 2 Guns of the Patriots in there? Or am I reading it wrong? Oh! Nasty! Ew! I have roaches on my foot. Ew! Nasty! No!
Raiden, you should be used to the controls by now. Proceed with your mission. The clock is ticking.
I don't
Get on the
fucking
elevator
care,
on
dude.
the far side of this area and get to the upper section of the big shell.
Campbell, fuck off! I want to do stupid things. Seems like it says so, yeah. Ew! I cannot use the rations. And there is a fucking roach on it. Maybe if I get on the water, the roach will go away. No, still there. Nasty. Ew. I forgot that you can get roaches on your foot. But yeah, it's super blurry, but I think it says Metal Gear 2 the first letter looks like a G, guns of